Hi, welcome back to another Translator Insider. Today we continue talking about creating your own business and choosing exactly what model would you want for yourself. Last week we spoke about those who chose or choose to work by themselves as freelancers, and today we start addressing the working in a team um, issue per se. So we'll see what we need to know, we'll see what we need to prepare, what our expectations are, and in the end, we know what choices we can make and recruit appropriately. So stick around for another Translator Insider. So let's talk about um, creating an independent team. So if you want to work in a team, you have uh, two choices per se. You either create an independent team where you can recruit other colleagues and work with them, but each one of you are independent, and this is what we will be talking about today, or you might go a little bit further and decide to create your own translation agency. I don't see that as something that is commonly done in the beginning of a translator career. I don't think most of us will choose that path, but nonetheless, it's one that can be chosen. And we will be talking about that next week. So, for almost 10 years, I worked in an independent team. Updated Words, which for me now is my trading name, but for almost 10 years was the name of a team of independent translators. So, legally, Updated Words was never a company, and it is not a company. However, we always dealt with Updated Words as if it was a company. This is important to understand. The reason being is because, as you know, I am in Australia, and back then I was working with a colleague of mine and friend that is located in London. So, um, if we created Updated Words as a company, um, it would pose a lot of issues because one of our members would be in a country, the other member would be in another country. Then eventually we had three members, and the third member was based in Portugal. So it would be a logistics nightmare because each one of us declared taxes in different companies or in different countries rather, and obviously the distribution of income. And if we are a company, we would have to have that company receiving the monies and then distributing that money as a salary to its members, and it would be a logistics nightmare because we work in three different markets. Pricing was different for all of us, and so we thought that a theme of independent translators was the way to go. What you do, you don't register it as a company because it is not a company, but you still need to consider it as a company, and that's what I did with Updated Words. That's what we have done over those 10 years. You need, first of all, and again, the basis is my first video of this month, you need to know yourself. If you are the leader, if you're going to be the leader of that team, you need to know yourself. You need to know what you want for the team, what the goals are, what your expectations, basically what your expectations are, because if you set up your expectations when you recruit another colleague, you have to communicate that efficiently so they know what you're expecting of them, but they also must know what to expect of you or from the team. This is how it works. I think, and in everything, with clients, with colleagues, with everyone, in any business, it is a principle of being a business person is that you must have great communication skills. Communication is the basis of everything in business. Basically, I think in life, because if you communicate efficiently, if you tell people what you expect, if you tell people exactly what you want, exactly what you can provide, how you can help them, they will know what to expect of you, they will know what to do, and they will know if they want to choose you, if they are a client, or if they will be applying for a team if you are recruiting them as a colleague. So this is the basics. So you have to know exactly what you want so you can tell your colleagues what to expect. So then you start the recruiting process. And that I think is the tricky part in all this project. It's the recruiting process because that's where everything can fail. If you don't communicate your goals properly, if you don't set up rules, you may end up extremely frustrated because you recruited people that are not on the same pace as you, that have not the same goals, and therefore they will not comply with the same things and they will not meet your expectations. The same way, they may not be fulfilled, or you may not be meeting their expectations as well. So think about this. First of all, because you are independent, you don't need to register as a company. I already said that, but you have to treat it as one. Create regulatory body, a regulatory document such as a constitution, where you set up all the rules that set up your team. I did that for Updated Words. I set up how the team is governed, how we do meetings, etc., etc., what is to expect from a member, what is required from a member, for example, in terms of admin, in terms of marketing, like the weekly activities. If you have to post on your social media, you have to set up all the distribution of work. And when you are recruiting, you show that to the candidates so they can read, they know exactly what you expect of them if you belong to that team. And if they are not interested, if that is not their goal, if they cannot commit to that, then obviously they know they're not the right match for your team, and they will withdraw their application, or you simply won't choose them. So that is important. If you have this set of rules, just as important as is to have terms and conditions for your clients, where they know exactly where you stand, what your rules of engagement are, you need to have rules if you want to work in a team that signal your colleagues, this is how I'm going to work, this is what I want to do, this is what I expect of you, and this is what you can expect of me. So you should have that there. And then be clear in your recruitment process. Communicate effectively all of these rules, what you expect, for example, in terms of income. They set up their prices. That's what happened, for example, in Updated Words. Each one of us had a pricing because we realized that we were in totally different markets. And if I was going to price a fair price for the UK, for example, it would be very low for Australia. And if my colleague was going to price an Australian price, it would be very high for the UK. So we needed to come into terms with that, and we need to study that. So this needs to be done beforehand. So when you recruit people, you know exactly what to do. Another thing that I really recommend is that you always verify your candidates' qualifications. Ask them for the CV, ask for proof of qualification, And honestly, not because I did not like to work with my colleague overseas, but I would suggest that if you are creating a team, even if it's a team of independent translators, please, I think the best option is that you recruit people in your country with the same qualifications. For example, if I was to recruit another colleague for updated words, I will now require them to be NATI certified for sure. So make sure that the qualifications, there's a standard on the qualifications throughout the team. And if you work with people from your own country, is easy because it's easy to set up meetings. For example, if you have a bigger project and you can work all in a team, such as you would in an agency, it's easier to manage the whole project and work together. I think if you are to do a team, do it with people from your own country because the logistics are way easier to manage, easier to set up pricing, easy to set up everything else. And even on your regulatory documents, it will be just one jurisdiction governing your team. So bear this in mind, know exactly what you want, communicate efficiently, and have qualified people. And you can't go wrong. And that's all for today. I hope you liked my tips for starting your translation team if you really want to do one. I must admit, he was very, very good to work in a team. It's definitely something that I miss these days, is that consultative process of when something comes along, having someone else to discuss it and having the decisions taken as a team. I think it was very good for me, helped me a lot, and I truly enjoy it. So I hope this really helped you if that's what you want to do as well. Um, if you really are starting out your business now and you really want some guidance, as I said, I've got a course. It's published at Udemy. You have a Portuguese and an English version. It's called Starting a Translation Business, and I'll leave the link below. And you can enroll and join me for this amazing course where you will learn all the things that you need to start your business, to make your business plan, your website, your marketing plan, organizing everything, your working tools, your working hours, dealing with clients, choosing the best clients. All of this is covered by the course. So join me if you are interested. If you have any suggestions about what was discussed here today, if you have any questions, if you are founding your own team and you have a few questions that you would like me to answer, please feel free to leave your questions below and I'll be very happy to address that with you. And you know the whole thing. Put a like, share the video, and subscribe the channel with a click on the bell so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. See you next week. Thank you. Bye.